Welcome to Youth Art Month exhibition celebration. We are here at the Arlington Art Museum. There is fabulous art here. You are missing out if you are not here to see this. This is Angie Woolsey, and we are here with the Amazing Art Show, and we are here to see some amazing art. Let's go check it out. Fatima, tell me a little bit about your piece that you have here tonight. It's a very interesting piece.
Well, we started doing this after my teacher told us we were going to do a project about dictionary paper, and she told me that you have to find a word on the dictionary to make an art picture or something like that. And then we were searching on our papers for a word that we can actually make stand out and make prove something that we did. And the I popped up for me from one of the words, but I don't remember which one it is, but it was supposed to stand out that there's difference in something. Like the I can prove something about someone, but it also can mean that they have something inside, but it's not showing, but there's something in them. And then she gave me the idea, and I just was like, okay, I'll do it. And yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go that far, but it did.
It did. So you've got it here hanging at the museum. What do you think about that experience of having artwork that's already been in an art museum?
Well, I'm happy. I'm proud. I didn't think I could go that far, and I hope I can put more artwork in the museums.
Good. Very nice. What do you think about working with text in your artwork? Is that something that you like to do, or is this a first?
It's the first, but I like it because it gives it a nice background.
This artist that we're about to speak to, she has got many pieces here tonight. We're going to talk about a few of them. Can you tell me a little bit about this piece up here?
Yes, this piece, I actually had no clue what I was doing at first. We were supposed to do a multimedia project with oil pastel and watercolor. Honestly, I had no clue what I was going to start off with. So I was flipping through. My teacher has these books, and they're picture books. And so I was flipping through them one day, and I saw an astronaut. I was like, that's what I want to do. So I had imagined like it falling through the paint as if it were like falling into a paint can, and you're looking up from it from an aerial view. But yeah, so this is what it turned out to be, and I'm really proud of it. It's one of my favorite ones.
Very nice. Okay, so it was multimedia, so you did oil pastel and watercolor. Is that it?
That's pretty much all. I had to use an X-Acto knife to get some of the straight edges because of the oil pastel. It's pretty hard to use sometimes.
All right, very nice. And what did you think about using both of those mediums together?
It was different, one of the different experience, because I usually use either pencil or graphite or charcoal mostly, but stepping out of my boundaries, that was fun. So
good, very nice. Okay, step over here with me. I want to look at this one too. Okay, tell me how you made this. This is awesome.
Lots of paint and wire cutters. So this was a wire sculpture. We had to use sort of like chicken wire mesh for it, and we had to use a compound. Now that was a whole other story. It was a mess. Every day we would come in, we would sit down, compost it or compound it, and this is what it turned out to be. I had to sand for hours after school. During the day it was insane, but the final product was pretty fun.
Definitely.
Painting was like torture, but it came out pretty well. It's pretty good, yeah.
So like just trying to get down in all to the little crevices.
Especially with the compound part, that was the hardest, I would say, because you had to use your fingers. You couldn't really use gloves because it wouldn't make it as smooth, which would be a lot easier for the sanding part, because yeah.
Very nice. Now, is this the first time for you to have artwork at the museum?
No, actually, I used to go to Sheridan and Shackelford, and we would also have art shows like this. We would all come, and it was really fun.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing your pieces with us. I love it.
Thank you.
At first, I don't know how you draw it, the graffiti. Now I realized it's like sketching. You have to do the lines. So I did that. It's like first phase. Then second phase, I use chalk, of course.
Okay.
Not color, rather than I use my hands to shade it. Also, I made some mistakes, like the clay, what do you call it? I forgot. Accidentally mixed up. I got an idea. What if I combine it? Looks like either rust or sea. And that's the markers, that's the chalk thing, and color pencils like there.
So these are your initials. Was everybody in class doing their initials?
Yes, graffiti.
Got it. Okay, step with me over here. We're going to look at this mask of yours. All right. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, my art teacher thought it was African, but I was meant to be Australian mask.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's so simple, but inspired by culture. I paint brown, plus sketching this to orange.
Very nice. And how did you make it? What is it made out of?
Machine paper. If I,
Like paper mache?
yeah.
Okay, very, very nice. And did you like do it around a balloon or some kind of a form?
Yes.
Very, very nice. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing your art with us.
You're welcome.
So I have got two artists here, and one of them is going to tell us about her artwork. Tell me a little bit about your piece.
It's a flower.
It is a flower. We can all see that it is a great flower. Tell me a little bit about how you made it.
I made it using oil pastels. Yes.
And were you all doing flowers, or was this something that you just decided to look at and study?
We had a choice of doing an abstract one or any flower of our choice, and I decided to go with a flower.
Okay, and is this your favorite type of flower, or did it come from an image that you saw, or what?
I think these flowers are really beautiful, so I think it would go well with oil pastels.
Very nice. And is this your first time to have art at the Art Museum?
No, I had one when I was in first grade. It was a peacock that I made.
Very nice. So you're a returning artist. That's awesome.
Yes, yes.
Very nice. Well, thanks for sharing your piece with us.
Thank you.
Haley, tell us a little bit about how you made this.
Well, first we made a cutout of a silhouette, and I chose to do an autumn leaf because it was in the fall at the time that we did it. And then we pasted it and then added a bunch of line designs in the background with using different color values.
Very nice. And then you just came up with the different line designs just all on your own?
Yes.
Were you guys studying line, or what was your unit like on your lesson?
We were studying line and shape.
Shape. Very good. Awesome. And then you've got another piece down here that is very interesting. Tell me a little bit about how you made this one.
At the time, we were studying watercolors and how to use them. So what we did was we splashed some watercolors and then outlined them.
Okay, so like you just splashed with the brush, or like from up high, or where'd you splash it from?
We used different techniques, but most of it was from above and forward.
Very nice. And then the color choices were just whatever you wanted to come up with?
Yes.
Very nice. Well, thanks so much for sharing them with us. They were awesome.
You're welcome.
We've got an awesome cityscape here. Tell us a little bit about how you made it, kind of what you were working on at the time, and what supplies you were using when you made it.
I used mostly color pencils, markers, and for the grass, I used like markers.
Okay. And then tell us what kind of perspective you were working on.
A 2-point perspective. Use a roller going that way, and then you draw your buildings.
Very good. And so I'm assuming that you came up with all of your ideas for what your buildings were going to be. Do any of these have any kind of significance to you that were ones you wanted to make sure that you put in there?
Not really.
Not really. Just ones that you thought were interesting? All right. Okay, and then step over here and talk to me about this other one too, please. All right, so tell us about this one and what was your thought process? I want to know, what were you thinking when you first started it?
I was thinking about something creative and colorful, so my favorite color was blue, and pink was the next good color, because blue and pink are good colors to collab with. So I used those two. And for the person, I wanted to do something different, so I did her black and white.
Very good. And is this anybody that you know? Did you go off of a photograph or a magazine or something?
A photograph.
Very nice. And then what supplies were you using?
I used airbrush paint, watercolors, and regular acrylic paint.
Very nice. And what did you think about using the airbrush?
I didn't really use it on an airbrush, but I just like splattered it in the background to make it pop more.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing your art with us.
You're welcome.
Made it.
Well, I use chalk pastels when we're in art class for, we were just doing something creative, and I was kind of bored trying to think outside the box.
Very nice. And so, did you have like a photograph that you were working off of?
No, ma'am.
No, very nice. And so, how did you decide that you would kind of come up with this line pattern?
Because I kind of didn't want to do an original cat, I want to do something different, and that's the only thing I could really think of.
And is this your first time to have art at the art museum?
Yes.
What do you think about already having art at an art museum?
It's pretty cool, and it's exciting.
As an artist, that's a pretty big thing. So I would think you'd be pretty exciting. What do your parents think about coming to see this tonight?
Excited and happy for me.
Very nice. We're all happy for you. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Riley, you have got an awesome clay piece here. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I was inspired by a play that we had recently seen in school, which was a remake and twist on the classic Alice in Wonderland story. And so I did my own twist on what I thought his real hat would look like as a clay piece.
Very nice. And so, so when you're putting all of the pieces together, tell our younger viewers, what do you think is the most important thing when you're doing clay and you are, like, what do you think is the most important step?
Well, I would say slipping and scoring, which is like you have to scratch the surface that you want to attach to your main piece, and then you need to put something called slip, which is like a wet version of clay, and you have to push it in gently, make sure it's secure, and let it dry so that your piece won't fall apart when you pick it up or mess with the artwork itself.
High five. That's what I always say too, and they don't listen. They're like, I did it. I'm like, then it wouldn't be falling off if you did it. All right, so tell us a little bit about your color choices and some of your images that you have there.
Well, I was inspired by the movie by Tim Burton, which I did several scenes of the movie in order, which would be like the Tea Party, and then I did a feature of his second movie, which is Alice Through the Looking Glass, and it had to do with the time. Long Live the White Queen, which was a phrase that I heard them say a lot in the movie. And then the color choice I got from the ribbon was like the strokes of blue that I saw in some pictures I researched online.
And the red roses, are those roses?
This is supposed to be like a mushroom, and then the red queen's heart, and then just a cube and a cylinder for the decorations on the top of those.
Well, very nice. It is a great piece. You did a great job on it. Thanks for talking with us about it.
Of course, thank you.
Isaiah has an awesome piece of art here. Tell us a little bit about what it is and how you made it. What is that letter up there?
I
For what?
for my stands for my first name.
Very good. And tell us, how did you make it? How did you come up with your colors and your ideas of your patterns? How did you come up with it?
I just figured I just looked at my eye and just started like doing like amazing things, and
Yeah, they did amazing things. What kind of supplies did you use?
marker and crayon and pencil.
Yes. And do you like going to art every day?
Yes.
Is it one of your favorite places to go?
Yes.
Yes, it's my favorite place to go. I love going there. It's super fun. Well, thank you for sharing your art with us. I think that I'm going to see you back here in a couple years.
Yes.
All right. Tell us a little bit about this piece of art that you have here tonight.
So it's a name sculpture, and you get to choose a word that you want to make, and I chose the word perseverance, which means never give up, and I colored it, and I drew the the letters, and I put it together, hot glued it, and made it into a name sculpture.
Very nice. And so tell us, what kind of supplies were you using? How did you get everything to hold together?
It was hot glue, and so Miss Ham our art teacher told us to get like a big letter on the base, so it would hold everything together. So I chose R and I guess A, and I used markers to color this and Sharpie to outline it. And yeah, I got this look.
Very nice. And were y'all discussing line, shape, color, what?
Well, I
Or
think
a little bit of everything?
a little bit of everything. Yeah, it was.
Very good. And is this your first time to have art at the art show?
Yes. And
What-
I'm really excited.
You're really excited.
Yes.
Cool. What do you think about bringing mom here and letting mom see all of your hard work?
I feel really proud of myself, and I'm really happy, and she is proud too. And yeah, like first time, and I'm
Very nice. And is art like one of your favorite places to go?
yes, I really like it. After PE though, but I'm really good at art, and I really like it.
Very good. Do you think it's something that you might pursue as you get older?
Yes, I think I'm gonna do art at Shack and continuing, and I think I'll pursue my dream. Yeah.
Well, I will look forward to seeing you some more in the future then.
Thank you.
Good job. Tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea.
Well, our art teacher, Miss Pibb, she told us to do 3 things that interest us, and these 3 things I really like, and they express me, especially the pandas and music. They express how what I like and everything. And pandas are my favorite animal, and then music, I love doing music and art, of course.
Very nice. And so is this a self-portrait?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. And then tell us a little bit about your color choices and what supplies were you using?
The color choices, we were supposed to do 3 colors on the color wheel, and so there are the warm colors, which is red, orange, yellow, and then blue, and then the green and everything. And what? Yeah.
Well, I love it. Is this your first time to have artwork at the art show?
No, this is about my 3rd or 2nd time.
Each time that you've been coming, so this is 6th grade, so is this something that you see that you're going to pursue as you go further on into your schooling?
Probably, yeah.
Are you already signed up for your electives for next year? Have you signed up for art?
Yeah.
Oh, I love to hear that. That's a good answer. All right, thank you so much for talking with us.
You're welcome.
This is amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about how you made it?
I cut out paper. I used paint, and I used a little of construction paper.
Very nice. And how did you come up with the shapes that you were going to use? Did you get an idea from somewhere?
Yes.
Where?
I got it from Miss Randall. She told us to cut them out. Squares are rectangulars are straight up.
Very good. And so in this lesson, were you guys talking about shape?
Yes.
Very good. So you were talking about geometric shapes then?
Yes.
Very nice. What do you think about having your artwork here and all these people looking at your work?
Nice.
Pretty nice. How do you feel about it? You feel kind of proud?
Mhm.
Is art one of your favorite places to go?
Yes.
You like it? All right. Well, thank you for sharing your work with us. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Tell us about that. This is making me hungry just looking at it. Tell me about your piece here.
So I just cut out some shapes and put it on ice cream and cut them and traced them out, and so it made them look like ice cream.
Very nice. Is ice cream one of your favorite things?
Yes.
Did everybody in class do ice cream?
I don't really know. I haven't asked them yet.
That's okay. All right. Well, this is awesome. Thanks for talking with us about it.
Thank you.
All right, and we're going to go right over here to this young lady. Show us your piece. Okay, Lily, tell me a little bit. Do you remember what you were studying when you guys started to make this? Were you talking about line, shape, color?
Well, we were talking about line landscapes whenever we were starting to paint these.
Very nice. And what did you think about doing line landscapes?
Well, we had a bunch of different options, and I wanted to go with forest because I liked all of the mountains and the leaves and the trees.
Very nice. Well, you did a fabulous job. You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you.
Good job. Grace, tell us about your piece.
It's an optical illusion, and it makes you look like you're going down somewhere.
Very good. Is this your first time to do an optical illusion?
Yes.
Was it hard?
A little bit.
A little bit. Very good. Okay, and so you're in the 4th grade. So what do you think was the hardest part of it?
Probably the coloring where you had to get lighter in the middle and then darker out.
And why did you do that? Do you know?
It made it look more like you were actually going there.
Very good. Well, thanks for showing it to us.
You're welcome.
So, Mr. Nguyen,
Yes.
we are getting ready to close up this show. And have you noticed any kind of a theme this year?
You know, the theme is craftsmanship. Clean work, clean lines, deep colors, bringing concepts in, using the elements and principles of art, making it work as a finished, completed piece.
Very, very nice. And in terms of where you think our art department is going in Arlington ISD, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
You know, I believe it's one of the best in the nation because we have total support. As you can see, all the families, the parents, and we have some great teachers that truly believe in what the arts do for our kids, and they're passionate, and they come every day to teach our kids and to give them all they have.
We are wrapping up our last show. This has been so fabulous. We have seen so many great artists, so many great interviews, just amazing art. Thank you so much for watching, and go out and make some amazing art.